Hello, I'm Michael Hodges. I'm Master Property Manager designated by NARPM, National Association of Residential Property Managers, and I'm here to give you a little bit more information. This is for information only, but it's good for all our owners and investors and property managers out there to talk about this. So today's topic, we're going to hit upon property management challenges in the supply chain, okay? Which part of that's going to be talking about appliances, and we're going to talk about material costs and how that's affecting day-to-day operations. So when you're currently, what's happening out there, and when COVID-19 hit, that stopped a lot of manufacturing of our appliances, wherever they were in the world. Also material costs, same thing. So people that were doing lumber and whatever, all that stopped. So now we have a supply shortage of all those type of things, the materials that go into everything, whether it's your roofing materials, whether it's your paint, whether it's appliances, whatever. So the first part we'll talk about, before we get to that, I forgot to do one thing. One of the things that we do at FPM Properties is sanitize. So we use sanitization cleaner when we go in and out of all our properties, when we go in with occupied, with a resident or not, and also in our office. We're trying to do everything we can to keep COVID-19 reduced and out of the way. But going back to appliances, one thing that we've experienced is that when you go in, we have several different suppliers of appliances out there, and we go to all of them, and a lot of them are telling you, they might tell you 2 weeks, but in reality you don't get something for 4 weeks. Well, that's different if the house is unoccupied or your investment property or apartment is unoccupied. If it's occupied, that could give us a problem in that, we'll say the refrigerator goes down. You try to go get one that fits, because that's the other thing. You've got to measure a refrigerator, where it's the height, the depth, and the width. All those things matter when you put it into a home. So that's one thing we do. We capture all this data in our database. We are with Rent Manager, and we're on top of the integration and new things with technology, so it really helps us out. But we go out and buy a refrigerator, and they say, we'll say it comes from one of the big stores, and they say, well, you can get it in March 13th. Today's March 3rd. Well, that might be, a little bit, that's 12 days, maybe 10 days too long, possibly for a resident. So then you have to scramble, possibly, to see if you can't get a temporary refrigerator in place. But it's not uncommon. We just had an incident where we had a wall oven we're trying to get, and that's very unique. It has to fit in a spot. That wall oven, we tried to do one wall oven, could not get that installed. We got it. We were lucky enough to get that within a week, but then we had to go backtracking and get a different wall oven. That's taken another 3 weeks because it's coming from overseas, because of how the space is, because otherwise we'd have had to rebuild the whole cabinetry. But appliances are a big deal. So one of the things we are doing at FPM Properties is trying to reduce the what we call the inconvenience factor, because when a resident's renting, they don't want that inconvenience of not being able to have a refrigerator for 10 plus days, or an oven or a microwave. So microwaves are a little bit easier out there in the market, but refrigerators and certain stoves are difficult. So that's what we're experiencing right now. And so one of the things that we're doing at FPM Properties is we try to smooth that process out between the residents and you as the investor owner, so that we keep our residents happy and occupying the premises. The other thing that's going on out there in the world is the material cost. Where that's coming into play for us right now is when we replace roofs. So a piece of plywood last year was going for, just as a simple example, was going for $20. Now that same piece of plywood is going for $39 and up. All that goes in to the cost of your roof. All right. The other thing is shingles. Shingles out there are very difficult. So we have several roofs going on at the same time because of different things happening. We had hailstorms, windstorms, whatever, and so we're replacing roofs. But it's hard to get the shingle color. Possibly it's the type of shingle. So All those kind of things are going into it. So, so we need to make sure that we're patient. At the same time, we're trying to communicate. One of the things we try to do is communicate with all our owners and our residents as to what's happening out there in the world and what the challenges are. Because kind of out of sight, out of mind sometimes. So, but we at FPM Properties, one of the things we do is we're trying to make sure that the tenant is happy, and at the same time they stay with you a long time so that you are getting a better return on your investment. Give us a call at 904-497-4200 or go to our website at www.fpmproperties.com, and I will see you in a future video down the road. Give us a call. Thanks.